What's up, people? Welcome to still week one. If you watched the first video, then this is the second time that you've seen me. But even though it's the second time, it's still week one. Okay. So welcome back. Here I am from my luscious studio here at Parkview High School. Great. For some of you, next week when you tune in for the lecture, it will be live and you can interact with this guy right here. And that'll be real nice. For others of you, you'll just be watching the same recording. I don't know how long it's been since you watched part one. It might have been on Friday when I posted it, and today's Monday, or it could have been Monday, and then today is Wednesday for you, or Friday for you. Hopefully it's not, because hopefully you've already came on and done the other stuff that's required. So just as a review real fast, I'm going to so this is this week right here. Okay, we have no live lecture this week. That starts next week after Memorial Day. Okay, so Tuesday, May 31st at 9:30 a.m. Around 9:20, I will have sent out, or earlier, I will send out a Zoom link. I'll post in the announcements. It'll send an automatic email to all of you, so that way you can tune in. That would be great. And next week, I'm gonna go over this information right here. Okay. This works cited page actually is going up here to MLA formatting, kind of, because this week's assignment, the research assignment, kind of deals with works cited stuff. Okay. If you have not yet done the welcome quiz, you need to make sure that you do that right away. And the discussion post is not nearly as important right now as the welcome quiz. The welcome quiz is due Wednesday, 5/28. I have to report no shows and people who didn't show up. And if you didn't show up, then you get kicked out. One thing you have to remember about this class is that this is a 16-week course that is being completed in 7 weeks. Okay, it's technically 8 weeks. And the 16-week course isn't really 16 weeks, it's 15 weeks. The 16th week is the final exam, but y'all don't have a final exam if you took the 16-week course, because the final exam is the final paper, paper 3. And so you would end this course during week 15. And so this course, though, the summer course, is an 8-week course, but the 8th week is the final exam / buyers grading your essays week. And so you really only have 7 weeks in this class, which means that normally when we would have 2 weeks to do something, you only have 1 week, which then also means that if normally we had 1 week to do something, you have half a week to do it. So with that in mind, the welcome quiz, when normally is due a week after the class has begun, for this course, because it's a summer class, it's due Wednesday, okay, in the middle of the week. Which if you're watching this right now on Monday, then that welcome quiz is due in just 2 days, okay? I went over all that first in the first lecture. So look, I will show you right now where the welcome quiz is and where the introduction discussion post is, okay? If you have not watched the first lecture one, the introduction, you need to watch it, because I talk about this sheet and why this sheet is very important, okay? Okay, so go to start here. Download the list of assignments and due dates. Make sure you go to syllabus and download my syllabus, which I went over in lecture 1. And you got to click on welcome quiz. Okay. And then here you hit begin and you go through and you do it, and it's all good times. Okay. So you got to do that. And the next thing is going to be let me get out of here now because I am not actually doing the quiz. And the next thing that you have to do is the discussion board. Let's go to lessons. Okay, go down to discussion board. Introduce yourself. Look, someone's already done it. What? Okay, and then just fill this in. Okay, click on it and reply. Go here and then start a thread. Anna Hunter, way to go. All right, so those are those two assignments. Then the MLA formatting and documentation quiz. I went over this during the first lecture also, okay? You need to make sure that you go back to our page, our Gwinnett page, go to lessons. Oh, it's under start here. Start here. There's the MLA formatting and documentation quiz, but before you take it, you need to download this. Someone emailed me and said that they couldn't download it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see. Let's see if I'm having a problem downloading it. I should be able to click on it and also download it. But it does appear I'm having a problem too. All right, I'm gonna fix this right now. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to pause recording so I can fix it. Okay, I did it. For some reason, it was not there for y'all. So here, if you were having trouble downloading this before, it's up now, okay? You click on it and it will download it. And then you will be able to see specifically the documents. Not the document. You should be able to see the, here we go. You should be able to see the questions. These are the questions that the multiple choice quiz is going to ask you, okay? So you need to be able to answer these. You can use this document to go ahead and look up all the answers and type your answer into the document and then use it while you're taking the quiz. I don't care, okay? The quiz isn't a got you quiz. The quiz is, do you understand MLA formatting, okay? I don't care if you use this because as long as when you type your MLA paper, your paper is in MLA formatting, that they're correct, which then you'll probably also be using a guide, which is fine, okay? So MLA formatting should have been mastered during 1101, okay? So this quiz to make sure that you understand it. So if you don't know the answers to these questions, do some research, okay? All right, so there's that. Let's see. So now let's go back to, let's go back to our list of assignments. Okay, so we talked about welcome quiz. We talked about introductions. We talked about the MLA formatting, okay? So now we're going to talk about the finding sources assignment, okay? I want to talk about this and then I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, how to do the finding sources assignment, which discusses part of that is conducting the research, okay? And right now I'm currently talking to you all about how you actually do all of these first assignments, okay? All right. So let's go back to the page here. Okay. So go under lessons and in unit 1, you should read all this. You need to read all this, okay? Read all that, yes, yes, yes. And then we get our finding sources, okay? So look, this course is called Writing About Literature, okay? So your paper, all of your papers are going to be written about stories. Like the first paper is written about short stories. Second poem is written about poetry. And the third paper is written about a film. Okay. Usually if you took this course during the school, during, fall semester or winter semester, you would be reading a novel because you would have 15 weeks to read this novel. And that you would actually have 16 weeks because you would have spring break, which isn't usually counted. But because this is during the springtime, during the summer, you don't have that long to read a novel. And so I'm not going to put that on you. And so, because you're reading enough already, so you're going to be analyzing a film. Okay. So every paper that you write is going to have to include outside sources. Okay. You are writing a paper each time, analyzing the literature. You are analyzing the short stories. You are analyzing poetry, and you'll be analyzing the film. Okay. And so then you'll be conducting research that supports your analysis or that justifies your analysis. Okay. And so to help you with that, you are going to be doing this activity called Finding Sources Assignment, where you will find some research that will help you to understand the short story that you are going to read. Okay. All right. So let's see here. All right. So this week, one of the stories you're going to read is called The Adulterous Woman, which is by a writer named Albert Camus. And Albert Camus was an existentialist writer. Okay. And so there are some existential elements in this short story that you're going to read. And there is something called La Petite Mort in this story. Okay. And so what you're going to do this week, before you read The Adulterous Woman, and before you read The Waiter, I'm sorry, not The Waiter, before you read the second short story, which is called Sea Change, you are going to do this research. Okay. Number 1 and number 2 really relate to the adulterous woman. So by doing this work, first, you'll be able to better understand the adulterous woman. And then task number 3 of this assignment will help you to understand what the main character is sort of having to realize about his life. Okay. Number 3, where you do some research on who Sartre was, and explain his analogy of the waiter. Okay. That whole analogy relates to the sea change. Okay. All right. And fun fact, the writer of the first short story that you're going to be reading, The Adulterous Woman, he was best friends with Sartre, this person that you're doing some research on. Okay. So this assignment says, after reading this stuff up here, okay, and it really wants you to read, it really wants you to read all of these right here, all of these files. These files are your textbook files, okay? Perform the following task. Using Google, research what the phrase La Petite Mort refers to and explain what it symbolizes. Okay, so you are going to be using some of Google's Google search engine to research this concept, La Petite Mort. Then you are going to go onto the school library, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and you're going to research existentialism. And in your own words, I want you to explain what it means based upon one of the articles that you read, okay? Because the story that we read, definitely The Adulterous Woman, is an existentialist story. And really, the second story, Sea Change, is also existential. Then for number 3, you can use either the online library or Google to research who Sartre was. Okay, he was an author. Okay, find out what he wrote about and explain his analogy of the waiter. Okay, it's also known as bad faith. You can also research Sartre's bad faith. And then you are going to submit this in a Word document or download a Google Doc. Okay, and it needs to be in MLA formatting. Let's see here. Your submission has to be in proper MLA formatting. It needs to be headed correctly, double spaced, and your answers need to be your own original words and written in complete sentences. Submissions that have poor grammar, formatting, and communication will receive a poor grade. Don't copy and paste from websites. Okay. I want you to explain it to me in your own words. All right. So what you can do is you can download this document. I'm going to show it to you on my screen here. Okay. New share. Okay. So what you can do here, all right, is you can use this sheet. Okay. You can put your name here. If you're not Andrew Blevins, put your name there. And as everyone knows, up here in the left-hand corner, you're supposed to put your last name, whatever your last name is. So if your name is Blevins, oh my God, what if your name is Blevins? That's crazy. You put Blevins there. You put your name, Mr. Byers, okay. And the due date, as we all know, that's MLA formatting, okay. Library research, great. All right. So here, when you complete your 3 pieces of research, you should have 3 sources. You have a source telling you what existentialism is. You'll have a source about the Le Petit Mort, and you have a source about that other thing that I asked you to research. What was that? Le Petit Mort. I'm having a brain fart. The waiter, duh. Okay. So when you conduct your research on existentialism, you might put the citation here and then explain what existentialism is and who Sartre is. And then right here, your second one, once you do your research on Le Petit Mort, you'll put your source there, which I want to show you how to easily get. And then you're going to explain in your own words what it means. And then here, you're going to put your third source here and explain here what Sartre's the waiter concept is, okay? And I don't believe I have a word minimum on this, which is fine, all right? Future assignments will have a word minimum, okay? But remember though, listen. I'll tell you this right now. Did you hear me? Okay. This is a quality grade. This is not a pass or fail. You did it, you didn't do it, okay? If somebody submits a paper, this assignment that's in great MLA formatting, in 3 paragraphs that are originally written, because when you submit it out, it automatically checks plagiarism, and 3 really good paragraphs, and then you or someone else submits a paper who's in MLA formatting, but it's all on 1 page. It's very short, 1-sentence explanation, okay, of each of these. Do those deserve the same grade? I mean, do they really? One's a page and a half, and the other one is barely 1 page. Yes, they both complete the assignments, which is pass or fail, but does it really deserve the same grade? Okay. So, like there's the bare minimum. The bare minimum is you've completed all 3 tasks and you wrote something. Okay. But a bare minimum grade is a 70. Okay. Getting a 70 just means you did the requirements. But then what takes a 70 to an 80 to a 90 to 100 is the quality of the work. How much thought was put into it? Okay. All right. Credit, that's pass or fail. All right, sure. But like grades themselves are earned. Grades, as in like an A distinction or B distinction over C's and D's, those are earned by quality. Okay. So, I mean, the best motto is the more you write, the better your grade will be, as long as it's free of error. Okay. But of course, don't OD. Don't go beyond 2 pages. Okay. If this is getting beyond 2 pages, you need to cut it back some. But if it's a good 1.5 to 2 full pages, I'll tell you, it's going to look a lot better than someone who turns in barely just 1 or 2 sentences per response, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, so let's go to the internet. Use Google. Research what the phrase le petit mort refers to. Explain what it symbolizes. Okay. So, of course, I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah. Don't you like my background? My children did that. Isn't that fun? I'm my own background. And I don't play Roblox, just for the record. Okay. I do watch Netflix and I do watch Hulu. Oh, and I use YouTube a lot. All right. So I'm not going to search up Le Petit Mort because that's going to give it away. You are supposed to figure it out yourself. Okay. So a different concept. The monotony of weather. Okay. Monotony of weather. I'm going to search up monotony of weather as if that was what my assignment's on. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to figure out what this is. Okay. What is monotony of weather? Let's see. Okay. What does masterclass say? Oh, I don't want to do a security check. Forget you. All right, so my search is not coming up with what I'm looking for. So I'm going to add more specifically Gothic literature because the monotony of weather comes up in Gothic works of art. Okay, here we go. So let's say I found this right here. Bad weather in particular is often associated with the supernatural as well as being of the birthing landscape of the imagination. Storms are perceived as harbingers of evil, which is very true. This is all very true. Okay. So let's say I want to cite this source. Okay. Okay. All right. So wait a minute. Hold on. No, I want to use this one. This one's better. Elements of the Gothic. There it is. Okay. Monotony of gloom and horror. Okay. So it's a big metaphor. And so the weather symbolizes wind, howling, okay, thunder and lightning, rain. These are all bad things. So let's say I want to use this source. Okay, this is one of my pieces of data. So I'm going to go back to unit 1 on my database. And I'm going to go to my link. Actually, I'm going to go to lessons, click on lessons. And go to EasyBib. See this EasyBib? It's under lessons. Click on it. And I already had it up. You can do create citations. And the link here is going to take you to where you'll be able to enter in the URLs of your sources. So choose your source. Okay, my source is a website. Okay. So then what pops up here is where you type in the URL. So I'm using this source, it's PDF. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy. I'm going to go back to EasyBib. I'm going to paste it right there and hit search. I'm going to do it a few times because I'll tell you what, this is a free website. Oh, here it is. It's searching for it. See, searching. Okay. 28 results popped up, but the first one, though, right here, elements of the Gothic novel. That's the one I was using. I'm going to click on cite. Okay. So all this came up. All right, continue. It's gathering it for me. All right, so then it says here, some things are missing. Contributors, the author. Okay. I go here and look. I'm looking at the PDF. Here's the author's name, Robert Harris. Robert Harris. So I'm going to go back. If I can find it. There it is. And I want to type in Robert Harris. And then website title. So source, okay, virtual salt. Cool. Virtual salt. Publication. Version date, April 22nd, 2019. Oops. I saw April 2019. 20 seconds. See it right here. Okay. And then today I accessed it right here. Okay, complete citation. If you don't know it, you leave it. You just leave it. And then you click on view sponsored ad message, and then you do something else while it plays. Like I'm gonna pause. All right. So then once I finished waiting for that to watch the free ad, this pops up right here, and that's my citation. So I'm gonna copy the citation. And then I'm going to go to my annotated bibliography page. And I'm going to replace this with paste. Okay, now this is not proper formatting because it's not double spaced. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go to 0 and 0 and double. Okay, there we go. And there's my, and then I'm going to explain what this means. Okay. All right, so that's the first one. Yours will be about Le Petit Mort. Mine's about the metonymy of weather or gloom. Okay. You then will have to do it again for back to unit 1. Now, for this one, you're supposed to go online to the online school library and research existentialism. Okay. So to do that, go to your apps when you've logged into GTC. And one of the apps that's here, as you'll see in a moment, is the library. At least that's how I get to it. Yours might be different. You might have, I don't have the student perspective. I have the teacher perspective. Okay. So we go here, libguides and databases. Okay. You can do Galileo database or LibGuides. Okay. Let's try LibGuides first. Okay. Existentialism. Because let's see if you find anything. Psychology. No way. Lame. It's philosophy. It's not psychology. All right. In that case, let's go back. All right. Came back to the main page. Under Galileo. All right. Same thing. Existentialism. Galileo isn't like Google. It doesn't work well with phrases. Like, what is existentialism? It's more about topics, subjects. Okay. So here we look, we have 72,000 resources. Okay. So you want to do is first, you got to be able to read it. So you click on full text. Okay. So that's going to reduce it down to 49,000. Woo, woo, much more accessible. Okay. Then we don't want books. We don't want magazines. Let's just do academic journals. Okay. That reduces it down to just, should be about 18,998. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. And then here we have publication dates for 1949, 2022. Let's just pull this up. I don't know, let's do the year I was born. 39 great years ago. 18,000. Okay. All right. So then let's see, what you can also do is we can reduce it by subject. So there's existentialism, philosophy, phenomena, more psychology, spirituality, theory of knowledge, philosophers, education, history, Christianity, counseling, humanism, life, death, anxiety, liberty, modern philosophy. So there's all of these different ways that, oh, look, there's Sartre. Let me click on him. And I'm trying to see if there's anything just like definition, understanding. And I was hoping that it would be in alphabetical order. College students. Oh, well, you're all college students. Why don't we just go ahead and... Oh, I love Simone de Beauvoir. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we get. Okay, well, here's something you could read. Sartre was not a Marxist. Okay, well, give that a try. What is cognitive existentialism? That sounds interesting. Okay. And so you can read one of these and, okay, look, existential philosophy, its intentions and results. That sounds like a good one. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be doing this one for y'all. I just realized that. I'm supposed to be doing a different subject. Oh, man, can't stop now. Y'all got one over on me. Okay. So you could do this one. So you would get the PDF. Okay. And this is 30 pages. You don't got to read 30 pages. Read enough so you kind of understand something. Okay. Read enough so you can say something about it. When you're done and you feel like you can say something about what you've read, you want to go over here to cite. The great thing about using the online library is that you don't have to go to EasyBib. You go to, where is it? There's one of these little icons that says cite. Is that it? Yep, there it is. Okay. If you click on this little guy right here, go down to MLA formatting. Right here, MLA. And that's the citation. You can highlight it, right click, copy, go to your annotated bibliography. Hope you can see this. And then punch it in. Margaret. Paste. There we go. Now, of course, you gotta make some adjustments. For one, this is A, this is H. So you would need to bring this citation and this paragraph down below. So that way it's A and H. And then also it needs to have, a hanging indent. See, the beginning of the citation goes to the far left, but then whatever lines come after that citation hangs underneath the first line. So in order to do that, if you want the second line to tab over, you have to go to the end of the first line and hit your tab button, and then it pushes it over. And go over here, and it pushes that over. Boom. Okay. So now here in this paragraph, you summarize what existentialism is. Okay. These should not be in order of the questions. These should be in order of the authors. The authors. Okay. And then finally, the last thing you do, of course, is go back, which I'm not going to do the full thing of because I've already demonstrated both ways. There's the Google way, and then there is the library research way. And go back to the assignment and do the third one. Decide if you're going to do it on internet or online database. Okay. If you use Google, then be sure to do create a citation for a new one on whatever source you're using. And if you're doing the library, then make sure that you go to the little box here and just copy and paste the proper citation. Okay. So that's how you do that assignment. I hope that makes sense to you. So when you're done with that assignment and you submit it here, okay, you submit it, then what you'll be doing is going to back to lessons and going to literature, unit 2, short stories. Okay. And you have to read The Adulterous Woman. And you have to read The Sea Change. You have to read those. Let's see, did I post those? I thought I did. Watch this. I'm going to pause this and magically they're going to appear. Get ready. Ta-da! So to read The Adulterous Woman, you just click right here. To read The Sea Change, you click right here. Okay. Now, after you read each of these, okay, once you read The Adulterous Woman, you can go up here to lectures, click lectures. And I have the analysis right there of the short story, so you understand it. After you read The Sea Change, I have the 2-part analysis right here. And the sea change analysis, I'm pretty sure I read you the whole entire paper. Okay. I recorded those 2 years ago. Okay. My analysis, but I'm pretty sure with the sea change, I read that whole story to you and I go over it and I annotate my text and I explain it to you. The Adulterous Woman, I don't read the whole thing to you. I just talk about the important parts of the story so you understand it. Okay. I recommend you watching both, all 3 of those and listening and getting those stories. Okay. Now look, I know this is a lot, but as I've already explained, normally this is over the course of 2 weeks. 2 weeks usually you do all this, but y'all are taking a summer course, so you're doing it in 1 week. I know it's a lot. Okay. But I know you can do it. Okay. So after you read the story and you listen to the analysis, then complete this activity. Okay. Answer these in MLA formatting. Everything needs to be done in MLA formatting. I'm telling you that right now. You'll get points off if it's not in an MLA submitted document. Okay. All right. The response should be well written, free of grammatical errors, use contextual support from the story, and at least 400 words. Okay. Needs to be in MLA formatting. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, so same thing with the C change. I suggest watching my lecture videos on it first, then answering these questions, because I go over these for the most part. I think number 2, you have to analyze yourself, but I think you can get it. And the same thing applies. Your response should be well written, free of grammatical errors, use of contextual support, and in MLA formatting. Okay. These stories will be, okay. So make sure that you watch those lectures and you do that work in the order in which I have shown you. Finally, so let's go back to the list of assignments. Okay. I've done this. And we talked about these 3 right now. Okay. And those are all due Tuesday, the 31st. All right. Yeah. I could be grading as early as Tuesday, all this work. All right. Now remember, like I said from the first video, if you're not finished with it by Tuesday, still do it, turn it in, because either if it's not a 0 yet, you still get, it's not late. And if there is a 0 in the grade book, you can still turn it in to get a 70. That's a C. Woo! I mean, theoretically speaking, if you made A's on all 3 of your papers and you made C's on all of your classwork, you would still make an A in the class. That's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Okay. So as long as you turn every single assignment in done well, even if it's late, you'll be fine. Okay. There's no reason to not turn anything in at all. All right. I think that's everything. I mean, you have 3 more lectures to watch. You've already watched this one and you watched the previous one. That's 5 this week. Woo! But you're tired of this guy. Okay. Sorry. Again, it's a fast semester and there's few weeks to do it. Okay. If you have any questions, email me and I'll get back to you. All right, everyone. Peace out. Goodbye. Sayonara.